YouTube, it is Ashley with Unrefined Naturals. Welcome back to my channel. So today we will be discussing a black woman's dilemma. I'm sure you are wondering what I'm referring to when I say dilemma. Well, you know my channel is going to be about hair care, so this topic is about hair as well. So digging right in, as far back as I can remember, I've been asked, are you mixed? What are you mixed with? I thought people asked me that question because I had a lot of complexion. But as I got older, I realized people were only asking me that question when they saw my hair. And that communicated to me that I had to be mixed with something other than black in order to have long, pretty hair. And I took offense to that. I took offense to that. Now, when people ask me that question, I'm like, no, I'm black. It is possible to have long hair and be black. And people don't seem to understand that. So that is the reason I am recording this video today, because a lot of black people don't believe that it's possible to have long, healthy, pretty hair unless you're mixed with something else. From my vantage point, I've always seen black women with long hair. Most of the women in my family have long hair. Most of my friends have had long hair at one point or another. So I didn't really understand the mindset that black women couldn't have longer hair. But now that I'm older and I've immersed myself in the hair care field, I do see that there's a struggle with black women, gaining and retaining longer lengths. And, to add to that, the media portrays black women with shorter hair. You don't typically see on, in magazines, movies, TV, you don't see black women with long hair unless they're biracial or they have extensions. So I'm starting to understand that mindset a lot more now. If we consider television, movies, magazines, no other racial group seems to struggle with gaining longer hair if they want to. However, if you think about black hair, what pops to mind? Pops into mind. Kinky, curly, short, damaged. Is it weave? Is it really hers? You don't typically think long, healthy hair when you think of black hair, and that's a problem. Now, realistically, okay, granted, there are black women that struggle with getting healthy hair or with gaining longer lengths. I admit that. But that does not negate the fact that it's possible. I believe that it is more difficult for us. I believe that it's a more strenuous journey for us to go from, chin length to waist length. It is more difficult. It takes more time. I'm not dismissing the fact that it's difficult. I'm dismissing the myth that it can't be done. Well, this is a loaded question, but the simplest response I think would be there's a lack of education on how to deal with black hair. And before recently, the information on how to deal with it wasn't readily available. But now that it's more mainstream, I believe that a lot more black women are embracing their natural hair. They're learning how to take care of it, and they're growing their hair longer than ever before. I also believe why a lot of women aren't retaining length is because we're in a give it to me now, quick fix, instant gratification generation. A lot of women want long hair now. They don't want to necessarily do the work that it takes in order to get long hair, because it is very time consuming. They rather resort to a sew-in or a wig because it's quick, it's expensive, but it's quick, and it gives them what they want instantly. Now, I don't know too many women that, use weave and take care of their hair. Now, I am one of those women. I love weave, but I also make sure I take very good care of my hair. But I just know a lot of women out there aren't willing to do what it takes to learn their hair and to truly take care of it, because you can't be lazy. Like, it's just like having a workout regimen. Having a healthy hair care regimen takes more work than you would think, especially for us black women. And a lot of women just don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to put in that time, or maybe they don't have the time because of, children, family, work. And, I understand that, but I do believe if you want it, it's possible. It's just going to take a little bit of work. First, we're going to have to break the generational curse of bad hair practices. Our mothers and our grandmothers, and probably further down the line than that, have shown us things to do to our hair that are not necessarily healthy. For example, we're shown that detangling is supposed to hurt, or that the thicker your hair is, the harder you have to comb through it. Or if you can't deal with your hair, you can't deal with your child's hair, throw a relaxer on it that makes it easier to deal with. Like, no, this stuff is not good for our hair. And this is only a few examples of bad hair care practices that we are taught and that we practice. We need to understand that black hair is different than any other race. Our hair is brittle, it is fragile in its natural state. It's just, that's just the way it is. It cannot be manipulated the same way that other women in other races can deal with their hair. We have to be incredibly gentle with our hair. The coarser our hair is, the more kinky it is, the more fragile it is, the more brittle it is. We cannot dye and bleach and heat style our hair every 3 days and expect it to flourish, because it won't. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some black women out there that can do things to their hair constantly and their hair still grows long. And honestly, that's just because it's in their genes. They have resilient hair. But the typical black woman, we can't constantly manipulate our hair in those harsh ways and expect it to grow and to be thick and to be long. It's just, it's not realistic. My hair, a lot of people think, oh, your hair is so long and thick and, and strong. And the truth is, my hair is not strong. My hair will break off if I'm constantly flat ironing. It will break off if I dye it, too often. I have to deep condition my hair often. I have to use hot oil treatments often. I have to use Unrefined Naturals hair products on a daily basis to keep it strong and keep it healthy and to keep it growing at the rate that it's growing. So our hair just, it takes a little bit more, and it's unfortunate, but the upside is our hair is gorgeous. Our hair is incredibly versatile, and I think honestly it's the best hair in the world. Black hair is the best hair out there, but it takes a little bit more finesse for it to do what we want it to do. So I'm going to make another video on how to care for black hair. I'm going to talk about things that other YouTubers don't talk about, because I know there's women out there that truly want to get a good understanding of how can I get my hair to grow? How can I retain length? How can I get it thicker? How can I get it to do what I want it to do? It's possible, and I'm going to give you everything you need to get the hair that you want. So I will see you guys later. I hope you have a blessed week. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys later. Bye.